What's up guys, CyberHoudini here and welcome to your daily dose of gaming. It is the 23rd of March 2021. We're almost in April. My goodness. Today is a jam-packed day. Oh my god. We're not messing around today. A lot of crazy rumors and news hitting the timeline today. And I'm bringing it all to you guys. This is my little game news roundup thing that I've been doing at the start of each stream. Before we get into the games, we get to the game news. I love it. It kind of stemmed from an idea where I noticed how much we just all talk about games during the stream, and I'm like, damn it, you know, you find yourself either like pausing the game or you forget what you're saying because you're so into the game at that moment. So sometimes, like, it's not a bad thing to actually just take a moment to talk about this stuff, and I love it. You know, it's a passion of mine, so it only makes sense to do something like this. It's like a little mini podcast. Hell yes! So no more delaying. Let's get to the big news of the day. The rumor that has been going around, crazy as it may seem, it looks like Microsoft are actually looking to buy Discord for $10 billion. That is the number floating around. So Discord are in the market for selling. It looks like Epic and I think Ubisoft as well. There was a couple of other possible buyers out there. But if anybody has the fucking bottomless pit of money that is Microsoft, they just finished a $7.5 billion deal buying Bethesda. And here they are again, splashing that cash. Wow. Now, I know a lot of people are going to maybe, you know, like, I know Microsoft, they're the big bad. It may not be the biggest of the bads, but they're still one of the big bads. So I can see a lot of people being very worried about this. Because Discord, without a shadow of a doubt, especially during the pandemic, but even before that, definitely in the last 5 years, it has become like the #1 place for like game meetups and little game, you know, communities basically built around games themselves. You have like developers actually having their own private discords if you want to like look at their games. Then you've got nearly every single channel out there, whether it be on whatever platform, YouTube, Twitch, have their own Discord, you know. So it is without a shadow of a doubt, it's taken over from things like TeamSpeak. Like Zoom tried to sneak in there, but Discord is no slouch when it comes to like video calls and that, which is pretty good. They did Discord did try and launch their own video game store, which unfortunately I don't think it even lasted a year. It's just one of those things. It's very, very tough, like, to secure exclusives and things like that. And Epic were definitely swooping in there and getting all the exclusives. So we'll see where this goes. So yeah, definitely kind of, it's all rumors for now. Usually when you see these kind of rumors pop up, it means somebody probably has a little bit of a leak or an inside track. But it's probably them just pitching to Discord, you know, nothing's finalized yet. But we'll see where that goes. I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world. Obviously, we can flash back to only like a couple of years ago where they bought Mixer and, you know, didn't keep it for very long before shutting it down, which was very foolish, you know, at the start of a new generation, I thought. Mixer had serious potential. And just like the big three in terms of the video game publishers, you know, the manufacturers, you know, you've got your Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft. We could have easily had YouTube, Mixer, and Twitch. A big fucking deal. There was a lot of people who had their start on Mixer and really enjoyed that platform. It was integrated into the Xbox. It just seemed like foolish. I think what happened was they were bleeding money by doing so many deals, which looking back right now, where probably nobody's getting exclusivity deals. It was just foolishness. And of all the people to hedge your bets against, they hedged their bets against Ninja, and it was very, very foolish. Obviously did not read the room. This guy, he's popular for a reason, but that demographic is like between like 7 and 13 year olds. Anyone past puberty finally realizes what a fucking cook he is. But anyway, so that's what's going on with Discord. We'll see how that goes. I'll keep you guys very, very informed with that. I mean, I'm not too worried. Discord's not going anywhere, you know. Yeah, like Epic Games and Amazon, yeah, you can tell. So if I was to be a betting man, I would say that maybe Discord are in a little bit of a financial trouble. So as much as you might want to say, oh, I don't want Microsoft owning this company, if the opposite is the fact that like Discord could disappear forever, then maybe it's not such a bad thing, you know. We'll see. We'll see. Very uncertain times. Yeah, the value of Discord keeps doubling, but I don't know if it's bleeding money or not. I mean, I know of, like, you know, there's this Discord Nitro on that. Even I have it, but I don't really see the overall use of this Discord Nitro. You know, they add all this kind of very simple kind of things like, oh, you know, more quality streams and more emotes, and it's all kind of nonsense, you know. It's nice to have, but it's like you're just gating off this stuff so people will pay some money back. But it's the same thing that's going on with like Wikipedia and things like that as well. A lot of these things are, you know, they're free to use, and unfortunately, that free model does not last that long. You know, you can't keep that up forever. So I understand. We'll see where it goes. It's yeah, uncertain times for Discord right now, for sure. But I will believe that there's no hope of it ever going away. Alright, fuck you, Ed. Alright, on to the next piece of news. We have some lovely Nintendo Switch news. There's been rumors and rumors of a Nintendo Switch Pro coming for a while. Like, the rumors have been about, you know, they're already starting mass production of it. You know, as quickly as June, they're going to start that up. So a lot of people have been guessing, will it be a holiday, you know? March of next year, March 2022, I think will mark the 5-year anniversary of the Switch. And I feel like that would be, it would make more sense to launch it then. Like, they've definitely come out and said that the Switch is entering its halfway of its lifespan, you know. I don't like if it is halfway, like, let's look at like 5-6 years from now. What did they do? What comes after the Switch? You know, this Switch Pro or whatever it's going to be called will definitely keep them going for a long time. Like, I think the Switch is people still want it. You know, it's just a matter of cost. Once you get to this part of the life cycle of a console, this is when you start to try and make more profits. Trying to, you know, drop it, you know, drop the price of it and get more sales in there. And so it's always software at the end of the day. But you would assume at this point, you know, we're 4 years in, you would assume at this point that they're going to make a small bit of profit on each console sold by now, you know, because as time goes on, it costs less to manufacture it, you know, just the way it goes. But they always bleed a little bit of money at the start. Like, they reckon the PS5 right now, even buying it at $500 if you can get one, Sony are still losing like $42 or something crazy like that, because you know, they're expensive to make. But this is pretty normal. The first couple of years, it's all about the software at the end of the day anyway. You know, we're talking billions of dollars. But yeah, so the new little update on this, do I think it'll come this holiday? I don't know. Like, oh Christ, I don't know. I think, here's what I'm actually think is going to happen with the Switch Pro. I think it's going to launch next year in March with the anniversary of the Switch, and it's going to launch with Breath of the Wild 2, Pokemon Legends, and like Metroid Prime 4. Because even if it is a mid-generation recycle of a console, you know, it's a new refresh, whatever you want to call it. They still need a little launch lineup. They need something to play on it, and it's clear that the Switch is starting to stumble just a little bit in terms of performance, nothing else. Sales is doing amazing, games better than ever, but performance is starting to take a hit. Some third-party games are suffering, and just recently we've had the review for Monster Hunter Rise, and I do believe that is locked at 30 frames, which yeah, and when you play it handheld, it's in like the 500p. We'll discuss that in a minute anyway. But yeah, you can tell that it's clear, like, out the gate that the Switch was, you know, a little underpowered. But here's where this comes in. This is where the new rumor that the Nintendo Switch will be possibly using an NVIDIA chip with DLSS. Now, I've spoken about DLSS before, where everybody's talking about ray tracing and 4K and all this kind of stuff. I don't think that is the future. I think DLSS is actually the future. DLSS is deep learning super sampling, and basically what it does is it tells the game to render at 720p. Then the deep learning, it's AI learning basically. I know it sounds all fucking crazy when you put it at DLSS and all that, but it basically tells it to up-res it to 4K, and it loses absolutely no quality whatsoever. It's pretty cool. Hello, Mousy. You're first in the building. How's it going? Hello. Oh, I love that little popcorn. I love it. How you doing? My goodness, I wasn't expecting you in. I'm sorry, I'm just talking away at stuff. What do you think of a Switch Pro? Does it do anything for you? I know you were in the market for possibly like a Switch Lite. Would you say feck it and go for a Switch Pro? What do you think? Having some soup? Nice, nice. God bless the soup. Soup and Zelda. Super Zelda. Super Zelda? Super Salad? No, Super Zelda, sir. That's what's getting you through, and I'm so happy. So happy to see you, and I'm excited for this week for you. The price is right. I could consider a Pro. Well, they're put it at 400, which is a little bit steep. At that point, you're very close to a PS5. I don't know. I think that'd be foolish of them. But the plan with this Switch Pro is to basically wipe out the original Switch and keep the Switch Lite, but have this one. And they're going for an OLED screen, which is blah blah blah, but it will be able to render at 4K. And the screen size will go up to 7 inches apparently, which is not that big an improvement. Just if you look at your Switch now, you'll see the kind of the black bars around the edges. Basically, it would just fill in the black bars. It would be flush to the edge, basically. So it'd be a nice little improvement. Sorry for the paw prints on my Switch. I didn't know that, but the Switch's battery just slowly dies even if it's not plugged in. That sucks, but it makes sense. I mean, it's a battery. But yeah. Have you been playing your Switch at all? John is going to be, one of the days, going to be playing that Awakening of Cthulhu. And I bought that on the Switch, and it's so bad. So bad. So I can't wait to see what he thinks of it. I didn't want to say too much to him about it. And I know Jay had it. I've never seen your Switch swag. I ain't got much Switch swag. Swag on your Switch. It's a little EV Switch. I'm going to show you it one time. But yeah, because we have a first wave. Yeah, exactly. So I still think what they would do is they'll probably try and get the Switch Lite even cheaper. You know, they want to get it into that DS market, the $100 sweet spot, and people will buy 2 of them. You know, I'll show you this little thing I got. I think I did show you before. Alright, never mind. I don't know where I put it. It's a little EV cover for it anyway. I'm not sure I showed you it before. It's around here somewhere. Who knows? But yeah, that'd be the cool thing. So yeah, basically with DLSS, it's kind of cool. They're using it on PC games right now. It's super awesome. They're doing like side by side stuff, and it actually looks better than some games in native 4K. So the power of machine learning, right? It's all very fancy Nancy stuff, but it's just basically this deep learning basically creating the next frame. You want to get all fancy about it? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, basically here's what my rumor or my guess is. It's all rumor now, of course, but here's what my guess is: that we'll get it next March for the 5-year anniversary, and it will launch with Breath of the Wild 2. Pokemon Legends, that new open world Pokemon game. It looks like Breath of the Wild anyway. And Metroid Prime 4, which all those games, everybody is highly anticipating it. So I think that would be the way to do it. Usually you want to launch these kind of, even if they are mid-console recycles, you still want to launch them with a good lineup. I think it'll be awesome. God damn it, I don't know where I put it. It's basically, it's a little EV cover that goes over the Switch itself. It's kind of cute. Cute. Alright. Anyway, so that's what's going on with that. Let's see. Anything else here? Alright, yeah, what else have we got here? Next on the list, a little bit of a funny story around Monster Hunter Rise, which is the new Monster Hunter game just coming to Nintendo Switch. This will tell you how big Nintendo is in Japan. Like, it's so big that the PS5 is not selling that well in Japan at all, but the Switch is just crazy. So March 26th is Monhunday. So so many people have booked the day off in Japan, claiming to be sick and all that, that a lot of these fucking tech company owners have just said, "Feck it, alright, we're just gonna have a Monster Hunter day and everybody gets it off." Isn't that mad? Like, even the CEO himself is probably going to, he's gonna take the day off as well. It looks pretty cool. Like, Monster Hunter games, they're a funny one for me. All the monsters feel very spongy, so I've never liked them that much. But I know that definitely in the minority on that one because it's a huge series. It's a huge series, and this one looks pretty cute as well. There's just something about the combat. It takes me back to some old games that were very like stiff. But anyway, I have tried the demos and stuff, and it didn't convince me. This is a Capcom little project as well, so it's doing huge for them, absolutely huge. They just recently put out Monster Hunter World a couple of years ago on the newer consoles, especially PlayStation, which it hadn't been on for years. That's huge, absolutely huge. So Capcom just can do no wrong right now. Let's hope it continues. I want a Dino Crisis remake, damn it. Give it to me! Give it to me! Yeah, so it was basically... I'm not going to be able to read that because it's in Japanese, but this is basically what everybody got. It's so funny. You got a free day off. Well done, well done. So the Monster Hunter, let's move this over a little bit. Monster Hunter reviews are coming in, and they're doing very, very well, very good. Like, we know the scores are a lot of shite. We know that for sure. But I'm glad for that. I'm glad it's doing good. Looks kind of cute. Also, oh no, did I close out of that? God damn it. I think I closed that over. But yeah, Digital Foundry are basically reporting on it as well. You know, as I spoke about it before, it is running in 30 frames locked, which, you know, this is what I was saying, the Switch is starting to show its age and its power for sure. And it will be 540p handheld, which is oof, Jesus. And then 768p docked, which is such a weird resolution, but that's because of the size of the Switch. Now, at the end of the day, as much as those resolutions seem real small, we're talking about the tiny screen, so it works out that way, you know. This is why I think like 4K is so overkill for such a small screen, because you're dealing with pixel per inch, you know. So when you've such a small screen, you can't see 4K that well. They reckon in terms of 4K and 8K, you need upwards of 55 inches of TV to see this stuff. So it's all just nonsense. At the end of the day, it's just TV manufacturers and monitor manufacturers. And at this point, console manufacturers just want to sell you. They're selling you these numbers. That's all it is. But I know I can't speak to 4K because I haven't seen it with my eyes. But yeah, I'm usually late to the party on that stuff. And I figured out that I don't miss too much. Not running out there, going to buy like a $2,000 TV. How's it going, DPG? Hello. Yeah, these TVs are crazy price. But yeah. At the end of the day, I think when a game is so good, I don't think people care too much about what resolution it is. But it is important what frame rate it runs, you know, because if it starts freezing and crawling, it's no good. Apparently, Monster Hunter World was all over the place because of an unlocked frame rate, which I hate. I've spoken about that before. It'll make it feel like you're going double speed, then slow down, you know, that kind of crap. So yeah, good news for Monster Hunter. Awesome. I think they did the same for... There was a couple other Nintendo games that did the same thing for... Which was so funny. Might even been like Luigi's Mansion. Just take a day off. Because... Oh no, it's Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest has its own holiday in Japan. Like people just... Wow. I just can't believe that. So when I played Dragon Quest 11 that time, there was just news everywhere about that. That they were taking the whole day off. It was a national Japanese holiday for a video game. It doesn't get more Japanese than that, I swear to God. What a beautiful country. Alright, next on the list we have another little rumor. I've been talking about this a little bit, but it looks like it's popping up more and more. It looks like we're going to get even more games coming to the Game Pass. It would appear that Ubisoft's Ubisoft Plus initiative, which is like Uplay, it's basically where they sell their Ubisoft games, will be coming to the Game Pass. It is all but confirmed right now. Just recently we've got EA Play. So it makes sense. In a way, like with Game Pass, what happens with that is just like, you know, the PS Plus games, Xbox basically cut these developers a check, you know, and say, here, we're going to have this game on our system. It's basically how Netflix does it. It's just a licensing agreement. And we're like, we're going to have this game on our Game Pass for 6 months. Here's blah, 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 $1 million or whatever. So yeah, and it would appear that Ubisoft are like, fuck it, we're not seeing a whole lot. I think EA Play was the same. They're not seeing a lot of people use these services, so why not get paid to put them on Xbox Game Pass? And EA Play works really well. It's all just embedded into the Game Pass. It's a great service. I'm still waiting for the penny to drop, But I think it would appear that Xbox are playing the very long game. It's one thing playing the long game for, 5 to 10 years, but this seems to be huge, huge. They have already got 15 million people signed up to Game Pass, but they probably want closer to how many people are on Gold, which is 65 million. Well, they'll get there. I have no doubt in my mind they'll get there. They're trying to put the Game Pass on everything. If I was a betting man in the next 5 years, I would see the Game Pass on Switch and PlayStation. But we'll see. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, so any Ubisoft fans out there, it's good. It's good. It's good news. I pretty much will put a crap load of Ubisoft games on Xbox. They better not raise. Yeah, well, see, that's what I think that's what might happen, Mousy. I think you're right. Or what'll happen is the penny that'll drop is they'll stop doing these offers, like 3 months for $1 or 1 month for $1. That's what I think is gonna happen. They'll go, okay, we've got people now. But here's the thing, like I'm right there with you. I hate when Netflix does it too, because they sneakily do it too. They'll give you like one email no one reads, and then you forget about it for 3 months, and then it kicks in, and it's like, oh Jesus, Lord Jesus, it's $2 extra a month. Oh fuck! Oh. But yeah, like without the deal, I think Xbox Game Pass, the ultimate is 13 euro a month, which is it's enough. It's enough. But if you put all that stuff together, you go, oh, it's not so bad. But we're just going through a weird transition where we're going to stop paying for Gold, but now we're just paying for fucking Xbox Game Pass. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that's going on with all these Netflix and Amazon and all them. We're like, I'm a cable cutter. I don't buy cable anymore. Are you crazy? People who use cable are idiots. Ha! And then flash back to you owning 13 different subscriptions to different services. It's a digital cable. Wake up, people! Wake up! Let's burn this fucker down. Let's go. Just get like Charlie with all the pins. All right, I've got Xbox Game Pass here, and I got this. Yeah, it's digital cable, but I'd say if you at least you can like buy little bits of it. It's still not expensive. I think most of you guys told me like cable used to cost like 80 or something. Like Jesus, even our little crappy like UK and Ireland stuff, even at its worst, it was like 30, 35. Anyway, watching some clips from Mark Wahlberg. Oh, you poor bastard! That movie should be burnt. Like with E.T., buried in the desert with E.T. What have you been watching lately, Mousy? Did you get to watch that Charlie video? Next up, we've got a new gameplay demo for the new Aliens game. Now, if you're a little bit, if you probably didn't hear about this game, or you're a little bit worried about this game, you're just like me. Because it's a 3-player co-op Aliens shooter. I don't know how I feel about it. So IGN just posted this. They have the IGN first on it. I mean, it looks like fun. I don't know. I don't want the big deal why we couldn't get another Alien Isolation. Oh, I gotta do this. Theater mode. Boop. There you go. That gets rid of most of the ads. I'm trying my best to avoid ads when I'm doing this kind of stuff. They get enough, the bastards. But it's tough. I mean, it might be a bit of fun. I feel like these kind of games, like Outriders is just coming out on April the 1st as well. These kind of 3-player co-op games, they really are competing with Destiny, and people are already kind of getting sick of Destiny anyway, so your only real hope here is trying to release these games for free. It's just the way it goes. I'm sorry. No, it sounds crazy. And this is why I think Outriders decided to go and put the Outriders on Game Pass day one. I think it was a genius little move. In a world where you're trying to get the crumbs from a piece of pie that's already long since eaten, you know? Destiny 2 is like, what, 3 years old now or some shit? Good God! But, I mean, it's one of those genres just like Battle Royale where they can't stop milking the cow even though it's long dead. You're milking a dead cow. MQ, how's it going, man? How's it going? Fallout, oh, not Fallout, it looks kind of like Fallout. Fall Guys Season 4 launched yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. A lot of F's in that sentence. I don't know. Every time I see these kind of games, I'm very much happy with what I played with Kill on Floor 2. I'm probably... Oh, no, I'm not blocking it. Okay, cool. This actually works out sometimes. Is it weird seeing me in a reflection? This is what I would actually look like, because I have to mirror the other version, so that when I move my hand to the left, it goes to the left, but now it goes to the right, you see? Power of technology. Forgot to watch Charlie. You're all good. Just made me laugh. I see he's doing a lot of the GTA RP as well. It has taken over. I like it, though. I really wish I could get onto No Pixel. With Monkey Humps, he needs to debut. Ugh, and then spew. Dirty. Dirty, dirty. So yeah, this is, it's called Aliens Fireteam. Fireteam, another one of those Destiny buzzwords. But it seems like they've got it right. Like, it really looks like Aliens. They've got the cool radar. They've got the hip-mounted guns, which I love. Yeah. Great movies. I do want another Alien Isolation. We did get, like, this weird pseudo-mobile sequel. It was called Alien Blackout. But it was nowhere close to what Alien Isolation was. Because, here's the thing. Alien Isolation, people still consider it one of the coolest horror games out there. But it also suffers a lot from pacing. The middle of that game is so slow when you start fighting the working Joes and all that. So yeah, so that's a little bit rough. But the end is amazing, and the overall experience is pretty amazing too. So I'd like more from that. The team that made that, Creative Assembly, actually made like games like Halo Wars and all that. They're more strategy. But it was Sega, I think, who paid for that game. You know how Sega is, and most Japanese companies. They don't take feedback, and they don't really get what's popular. They're always late to the party. Boop. Alright, cool. So that was Aliens Fireteam. I don't know if it's gameplay. I don't know if there's a release date on that yet. I'll keep you updated anyway. Boop. On to the next piece of news. Any Sherlock Holmes fans out there? I know we just recently got Sherlock Holmes game. And there's a lot of Sherlock Holmes movies and that. Like, Netflix somehow managed to do a show and a movie together completely in that universe while being separate. You get a bit much. It gets a bit much. But this is a new Sherlock Holmes game. It seems to be a chapter-based game. It's kind of cool. Why is it in 4.3? Oh, I don't know. Here's what it is. Wish YouTube would listen to me. Come on. It's a bit better. Ah, it's a bit better. Revenant Ashes. Yeah, we're nearly at the... I'm actually going to play it now in a bit. We're almost at the end of it. It's pretty cool. It's pretty damn cool. And it will always have it for free. And every time you play, there's different bosses, Mousy. So it's something I'd love to play with you guys. You know? Get a little squad together. I think it's only 3-player though. God damn it. I thought it was 4-player. I fucked that up. Well, it's made by the guys who did Darksiders 3, which is cool. And I enjoy it, you know? Kind of got that same vibe of Strange Brigade. A little bit of mindless shooting fun, you know? You literally don't have to care about the story. Yeah, this looks kind of cool. I'm not too sure. Let me see if I find out who's actually making this one. Kind of reminds me of the guys who made Sinking City. There was a couple of really good Sherlock Holmes games out not too long ago. Like, was it The Devil's Daughter? I think that was the last one to do it. I don't think it's the same dev as that, but it could be. Oh, I actually see shooting. Yeah, I hear good reports on those games. It's just, I'm the kind of guy who I like, when it comes to detective games and puzzle games, I like them in small doses because I'm not great at them. Like Sinking City, I have to say that was one of the least hand-holdy games ever. That was the Lovecraftian inspired game, but it was very much felt like a Sherlock Holmes game almost. That wouldn't be a bad idea, Sherlock Holmes in Lovecraft. But yeah, it was good, but I just couldn't ever find where I was going. I know it's a lot of people, unfortunately, and they're going through a lot of trouble now, the poor bastards. Basically, I think they got into some hot water with their little elephant, with their owner, and then they ended up like putting it on Steam, and now the original developers are like, they're trying to basically get it off Steam. Imagine that. Imagine like going against your own game. I feel sorry for them. I hope everything works out there. So what happens when a publisher goes mad with power. Alright, is this Frogwares? I think this is Frogwares as well. Okay, this is... Yeah, okay. So this is from the other Sherlock Holmes guys. Wow. Yeah. Good for them. Good for them. Looks good. I like to see the action for sure. Yeah, they worked on Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishment 2014. Then Devil's Daughter was 2016. Wow, I didn't know that. I thought it was like, 2018 or 2019. Yeah, good for them. Good for them. I think Frogwares is the one that... Let me double check. That sounds very familiar. I think they did the Sinking City. Yeah, it did look similar. Yeah, Sinking City was their last game. Good for them. So what happened then is they've obviously moved on to develop this game, right? Makes sense. But their publisher decided we'll employ another developer to put the Sinking City on other platforms, and they don't agree with it. So there's... Oh, don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. You hate to hear that stuff. It's like a lover's tiff or something. Boop. Yep, for Sunday. Yeah. The Sherlock Holmes. Yeah. Dude, there's like 5 Sherlock Holmes games. It's crazy. Alright. Next on the list, kind of a weird one. Oh, I was supposed to blow this up. Hold on. Auto chess. Dota 2. The auto chess that's kind of spawned from Dota is coming to the PS5. Blow it up even more. There we go. I gotta blow it up to the ads show no more. I don't know if there's any auto chess fans out there. I used to watch Props play a little bit of it. But that's kind of wild it's coming to PS5. I think they're maybe just a little bit too late to the party. A lot of people have moved on. But, fans are like Teamfight Tactics and things like that. I think it's one of those funny little things that spawned from Dota, right? I'm not sure that's where it started. A lot of stuff started from Dota. Dota! Yeah, auto chess, it's still huge, definitely in the Asian markets as well. I could see it becoming its own kind of like little esport. It's crazy with the pandemic how big normal chess has become. Especially with the rise of PogChamps on Twitch. I'm watching some of it, a lot of fun to watch. Moist Critical, Checkmate, XQC in 6 moves. But since then, being the stubborn Canadian that XQC is, since then he's gone on like this crazy chess like learning thing. Like they've all got these, chess grandmasters to teach them better, and it's been fun. It's been fun. Got a lot of big names in there. If you like Twitch, the bigger Twitch channels. But I do like chess from time to time. I do. I used to play it a lot when I was younger. It was just all we had, like, was those kind of... We had one of those board games that you'd flip it over and it'd be chess and it'd be snakes on ladders on the other side and Chinese checkers and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was really cool. Alright, here's a funny one that just popped up before I started and I was very, very surprised. Apparently, PC Gamer are reporting that the Epic's Game Store could be draining your laptop's battery life and probably taking up a lot of power on your PC as well. So I bet you this has got to do with keeping the Epic's Game Store open in your taskbar. People really need to stop doing that. The only one I really keep open there is Discord. But everything else I've had to shut down. Xbox likes to stay open as well. So, if you're on PC, make sure and close all that stuff. You can actually go into your Windows settings, go to Startup, and turn all that stuff off. Because, not to mention the fact, it's taking up power or whatever. It's also making your PC and your laptop probably run a little slower too. Because it's constantly keeping this, going in the corner. Look at this poor little guy. Anyway, there you go. So, let's see. Laptop, yeah, it's crazy. Turns out the Epic Game Store might be draining more juice than you think. More juice. All the juice. I mean, we've talked about how bad Google Chrome is for resources, which, is different than, obviously, battery life. But with one comes the other, unfortunately. If you're taking on more resources, obviously it's going to take more battery life up. Chrome is the eternal fucking engine that eats up everything. It's been known to take up so much fucking VRAM as well that a lot of that you just never get back. I used to play a bit of chess myself. Yeah, I can see that. How's it going, Pyro? I can definitely see that. Sometimes you can tell by people's minds just how they carry themselves that they probably have played a couple of games like that. How are you doing, man? No, it's nothing got to do with the movies. That's Robert Downey Jr.'s movies. Nothing got to do with those movies. Sherlock Holmes goes back like 100 years almost, dude. Those movies are just piss water. Absolute piss water. Here was a beautiful video I found today as well, and it is from Ikumi Nakamura. Now you might not know that name, but once I tell you about her, you'll know all about her. She used to work for Tango Workshops, who did The Evil Within and that, and she made a big splash when she went viral, when she went on stage at E3 and basically was just being super kawaii, and everybody fell in love with her for being very, very kawaii. God bless her. But since then, she has gone out on her own. I believe now she's working for a independent studio. But she's one of those people to keep an eye on, you know. She's very clearly got like a vision for a lot of her work. And this is really cool. This is like a video she launched basically where she went on to take some photographs. Obviously, she's a huge horror fan. So she's been going around a lot of like haunted places in Japan and other countries. It's really cool. I love it, and some of them are like condemned, like she shouldn't be there. But she's definitely a visionary to keep an eye on. And she cracks me up. She's really funny too. You should follow her on Twitter too, if you're a fan of that. Like she was the creative director on like some of the Evil Within games and Ghostwire Tokyo, which we know will be coming soon, which is definitely heavily inspired by Junji Ito and a couple others. Look, they even put like, was that the coordinates down the bottom? I put she's speaking in Japanese. Obviously, that's her native language. So I just put the closed captions on. But yeah, it's a really, I think I posted it. It's a really good video to check out. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I love to find these kind of game developers. You know, also another one was Cornelia Jeppard who made Sea of Solitude. She is such a passionate game developer. When I find these kind of people, you know, I become more attracted almost to them than I do their games, because they're like visionaries. They're truly passionate about what they do, and it resonates with me, you know. I mean, more so even than Hideo Kojima. I mean, everyone's such a big fan of Kojima, and I get that. He is a visionary as well, and I do follow him a good bit, but he is a prime example of ego taking over, even as I don't understand him that well. You know, because he speaks Japanese. But you can tell this man loves the limelight. I suppose he has worked long enough and he's taken enough shit from Konami that he should be allowed to have his moment. So I'm there with him, you know. It's just he's very much like treading that line, you know. But to see her kind of take pictures like this, you could tell, like, you know, in a world post-PT, and they've worked on Evil Within and that, you can tell that maybe she's thinking of doing something closer to this kind of haunted, abandoned, like realism vibe, you know. I like that. I like it a lot, because you might see her as just taking photos, but in this day and age, thanks to the idea of 3D filming and they're able to like do 3D scanning, that's how games get more and more realistic. So these kind of photos are cool, you know. Inspiration for a possible future project for her. Hell yes. Yeah, Osaka to work at Capcom. She's had a hell of a career so far. 16 years in the industry. Wow. We know that she worked at Tango Workshops. That's owned by Bethesda, but it is, you know, the leader behind Tango Workshops. The most important part is Shinji Mikami, who was the original creator of Resident Evil, and I would say that's what attracted her to the team as well. You know, I mean, he's the mind behind a lot of survival horror as we know it now, you know. We wouldn't have half of the horror games if it wasn't for Resident Evil. But yeah, really cool video. Give it a look if you haven't. I don't want to capture too much just in case. You know how things are. I get screwed all the time. And here was a nice little piece of news as well about Steam Remote Play. I've used it myself. It kind of works decently enough. Obviously, the further you're connecting, it would appear it adds a little bit of a lag. I'm guessing with pinging that, but they've just announced that they're going to allow basically anybody to join your game. So I'm thinking what they're doing is maybe they're creating like virtual servers, maybe, where, you know, you could have like randoms join. The idea behind Remote Play Together was, I think it probably started as a way to you know, like normal remote play, basically show people a game, let them test it out. But it quickly became something that they were able to use to play local multiplayer games online, which is kind of cool. I like when little happy accidents happen like that. It's the same with when people found out about like Xbox and PlayStation being able to share your family's accounts and things like that, so that multiple accounts across consoles could play the same games under, you know, one banner of Xbox Live Gold or whatever. Anyway, boop. I'm going to play some Remnant after this, Pyro, if you're down. Oh, yes. It's been a minute. I think we're close to the end of it. I want to buy the DLC. I've been buying so many games lately. I just bought Mirror's Edge Catalyst for like €3. So I'm excited for that. That look very schwanky on the new console. I played that one already, but it was on Xbox. Just the way things are going now, I'm in that weird position where I have so many games from Xbox, but I don't have a Series X. But I want to play them on the shiny. Like The Witcher 3 is another one, but I got that for like €4. So I have no problem double dipping when we're talking about $3 and $4. Like, it's nothing, you know? It's so worth it. And those games are cool. People recently compared the parkour of Dying Light to Mirror's Edge, which is interesting, you know. I still think if you look at them at face value, obviously Mirror's Edge is going to have a more impressive parkour, but Dying Light's a more impressive game because parkour is, you know, an integral part of it, but it's still a small part of it. It's a zombie game, you know. Whereas Mirror's Edge has next to no enemies, and you're not really encouraged to do any kind of gunplay or anything. Boop. There is combat though. Yeah, so that is today's daily dose of gaming. My goodness, the time flies. Already 45 minutes. I want to keep these below an hour. That is like my golden rule, because I feel like if these are to stand a chance of getting any kind of traction, I need to keep them short. The attention span of the watcher and reader and listener is getting smaller and smaller by the day. That's right. That's right. Alright, so what did we go over? We went over the whole... What the fuck is that? Go away, please. Basically, Microsoft in talks to buy Discord, also Epic, and... God, I hate ads. I fucking hate them. Epic, and who was the other one as well? Epic and Amazon also may be in the running. $10 billion is the number floating around. Discord seems to be up for grabs. We'll see. Let the buy-in wars begin, right? I promise you, as scary as it sounds, it would appear that Discord's bleeding money, so this is a good thing. This is for the future lifespan of Discord. As much as we want to go, fuck you, Microsoft, look what you did to Mixer. Sometimes you have to get in bed with the devil to survive a little bit longer. We'll see. We'll see how things go. Out of all those three, they're all bad. Epic, Amazon, all the big companies are bad. Then we went over the new rumor about the Switch Pro possibly getting DLSS, which I believe is the future technology for video games. It will allow us to hit, you know, 4K and better resolutions without being too taxing. At the end of the day, I'm all for higher frame rates rather than higher resolution. And DLSS will allow for that too. It takes the weight off having to render these absolutely insane resolutions. And that's cool. And the fact that that's what they're thinking of doing to allow the new Switch Pro, if it happens, to hit higher resolution, so be it. So be it. Screw ray tracing. Bring on DLSS. Deep Learning Super Sampling. Then we talked about the Monster Hunter Rise release coming up on 26th, 3 days from now. There's so many people taking sick days in Japan that they decided to make it a national holiday. Everybody gets it off, even if you don't even like video games, which is quite mad. And the reviews are out for Monster Hunter Rise, and they are very, very positive. Awesome. Next was Ubisoft possibly coming to Xbox Game Pass. I think we're in a matter of days before that's announced officially. I think it's cool. The more games on Game Pass, the better. As Mousy said, though, let's hope it doesn't create a situation where they're just going to keep upping the price for the Game Pass every couple of years, which is poopy. Xbox Live is also changing its name to Xbox Network. I think it's foolish. You know, we've known that name for almost 20 years now. Why change now? Just for the sake of adding a couple of things to the Xbox Network, you know? It's probably to get ready for VR, the portable Xbox I keep hearing, all this kind of stuff. We'll see. There's no need, you know? People are used to something. Brand recognition is worth more than a stupid name change. And Microsoft and Xbox are very bad at naming all their stuff. Microsoft, you got the fucking Windows Phone and the Surface. Actually, the Surface is not a bad name, but Xbox has been really bad at naming their consoles. Alright, and then we went over Aliens Fireteam, the new Aliens game coming out. 2-player co-op. Could be fun. New Sherlock game. Yeah, that's everything. That was your daily dose of gaming. Thank you for joining me. Hell yes. Just as that song ended.